Guys, here is a video to help you finish out your U-block. This is going to be for 7th hour. 6th hour, you guys already finished up your U-block, so you need to go on to the next set of videos, which is a how-to video on how to draw the ISO block and the square block. All right, there are 2 more videos down below the instructions on Canvas, so you can just go ahead and bump forward 6th hour to the ISO and the step block, watch the video, and then kind of go through and draw those 2 blocks. I have pictures showing you the blocks themselves and what they should look like, so follow along on that. All right, 7th hour, here is where we left off the other day, where you have the X line already drawn, and you have the Y line already drawn right here. So we're going to continue drawing the U block and finishing it out. So if you look, here was our U block right here. We already have the 6-inch line. Now we changed our scale up on this one. Okay, our scale size is 1:1. So meaning if it's 6 inches, I went 6 blocks, which I went 6 blocks there. This was 4 inches, so 4 blocks. So now I'm going to slide over and I'm going to keep going around. So I went up 4 blocks. Now I'm going to go over 2 blocks right here. So with this corner, I'm going to go 1, 2 blocks and draw my x-axis right there. Okay, now I'm going to go down 2 blocks on the y. So I go down 2 blocks right there. Here we don't have a size, but I can find the size because it's 2 inches here, 2 inches here. My bottom is 6 inches, so 2 plus 2 is 4. So now all that's left is 2 inches right there. So I'm going to go 2 inches on the x-axis as well. At this point, 2 inches right there. All right, and then from here I'm going to go up 2 inches, which is 2 blocks. Right there. Now you can kind of start seeing the U kind of develop here. All right, I have my last tower right here on the X where I got to go 2 inches, so 2 blocks as well, right here. All right, and then I should be able to finish this off, okay, on the y-axis from here to here for 4 blocks. So count your blocks. Make sure you have 4 blocks. Make sure you connect them on the y-axis. If you can't connect them on the y-axis or you don't have 4 blocks, then you did it wrong. All right, so there is finishing up our front view. So if you look at our steps on the back side, all right, it talked about filling out the title block, done, set your scale size, done, select your front view, done, draw the front view on the X and the Y axis, which is what we just finished. So now we are ready for step 5. Draw the width on the Z axis. Every corner you see needs a Z. So as I work through my shape, all right, going through this, you have to draw your Z axis going right here. All right, so I'm going to go 2 blocks. So if you look right here, my depth is 2 inches. So that'll be 2 blocks. So if I look at my corners, we have 1, 2, 3. I do not see this corner because it's very similar to this corner right here. It's blocked. You can't see it. All right, so I'm going to go through, leave that corner out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then finally that corner is blocked as well. So I only have 6 corners and I'm going 2 inches, which is 2 blocks. So I'm going to start right here at this corner. I'm going to go 2 blocks, draw it on my Z-axis. So there's my 2. Move to the next Z. There's 2. Move to my next Z. There's 2. I skip that one. Go to this one. Draw 2. Now it's going to look a little funky because those touch right there. I'm going to show you how we're going to clean that up later. Go to this corner. There's 2. And then this corner. There's 2. All right, so now I drew my width on the Z-axis. So step number 5 is finished. Step number 6, connect the back edge on the X and the Y. So now I go back over. I'm going to connect on the X and on the Y. So I take my ruler, connect on the X, connect on the Y, then I'm going to slide over to here, connect on the X, connect on the Y. Okay, now we have our U-block. Our last thing that we have to do on the U-block, okay, is another rule. We haven't covered that rule because we didn't need to do it on the L-block. So flip your paper over to the back side, and rule number 7, step number 7, write this rule down your paper. You must shade all partial surfaces. All right, you must shade all partial surfaces. All right, now what I'm talking about right here, if you look at our shapes, this U shape, I see the entire U shape. All right, so if I look at that, I see this entire shape. So it's not a partial surface. Partial meaning part. You only see part of that surface. I see the entire surface, so I don't need to shade this. Okay, if I look at this right here, when I turn this diagonally, you see the entire surface right here. It's a rectangle. I see the rectangle. This tower right here, the square, you see the entire surface. There's the entire surface. Here is where we run into a problem. All I see right now is a triangle. This tower is blocking the other side, all right, of this cutout right here. If I look at the piece, it is the same as this, but I don't see this entire surface. So that's where we have to shade, because I only see partial surface right here. When I say shade, guys, all you simply do is color in that triangle right there. Stay inside the lines, color it in, all right, and then what that does, it shows depth between those right there. Now it doesn't look like they're running into each other. It separates that. There's a full surface, there's a full surface, so I leave those alone. And that is it for your U-block. Now, what I want you to look at is what scale size does for you. All right, so scale size right here, scale size, we went 1 to 1/2 inch. Okay, meaning we had to double it right here. Here we went 1 to 1. All right, if you look at our sizes, so our U-block is 6 inches by 4 inches. If you look at the L-block, it's also 6 inches by 4 inches right here. But the L-block looks really, really big compared to our U-block. All right, they're the same size block. What we changed was our scale size. It's kind of like using zoom on the computer. When you zoom in and out, you make an object bigger or you make an object smaller. That's why it's important that you communicate your scale sizes right there, okay? Because you can draw an object, even though they're the same size, you change your scale size, they don't look the same. All right, so that's it for drawing your U-block. Now you are ready to move on to the slant block, which is right here. I also have a help video for your slant block that you can watch. There's also pictures for your dimensions, but you're going to need a new sheet of ISO paper for that. They're on my desk, so make sure you grab an ISO paper. Hang on to this. Do not lose this. I will check this off on Friday when I get back to school. All right, so make sure you hang on to that.